Summary Smoothie. Sip smart, learn fast. Elon Musk on the Lex Fridman podcast, episode 400. Elon Musk discusses war and human nature in his fourth appearance on the Lex Fridman podcast. He talks about the role of war in human history and questions whether it is a part of human nature or a consequence of how societies are structured. Musk believes that ignorance is the real enemy to be countered, not fighting other humans. He also discusses the violence in chimpanzee society and how humans have greater control over their base instincts for violence. The conversation then turns to the current conflict in Israel and Gaza, with Musk suggesting that Hamas provoked an overreaction from Israel to rally Muslims worldwide for their cause. He recommends that Israel engage in the most constructive dialogue possible to minimize human suffering in the long term. Musk discusses the idea of implementing conspicuous acts of kindness in response to geopolitical conflicts, specifically in the context of Israel and Hamas. He suggests that while it may be necessary to take action against Hamas members, it is also important to provide aid and support to those affected by the conflict in order to combat the broader force of hatred in the region. Musk also touches on the topic of war, acknowledging that it has always existed and will likely continue to exist, but expressing concern about the lack of understanding about its horrors among many people today. Lex Fridman and Elon Musk discuss the threat of nuclear war and the potential for it to end civilization. They also talk about the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and the difficulty of achieving a ceasefire due to the nature of warfare in the region. Elon Musk emphasizes the human suffering and loss of life caused by war and suggests prioritizing efforts to minimize civilizational risks. He expresses sympathy for both Ukrainian and Russian soldiers who have lost their lives in the conflict. Fridman and Musk go on to discuss various topics, including the possibility of direct talks between Volodymyr Zelensky and Putin, the avoidance of war between the U.S. and China, and cultural differences between China and the U.S. Musk recommends against sending Ukrainian youth to die in war and suggests reading about historical conflicts to understand their causes. Elon praises China's architecture and history, noting the country's large population of smart, hard-working people. Musk suggests that China has historically been internally focused and not acquisitive. Elon Musk continues to compare China's behavior to that of the United States, which has also been non-inquisitive and has engaged in acts of kindness towards other countries. However, China is clear about its desire to incorporate Taiwan into its territory either peacefully or militarily. Musk suggests that conspicuous acts of kindness may be a path forward to avoid wars. Fridman and Musk go on discussing the mistakes made after World War I, where Germany was blamed for everything and given impossible reparations, leading to World War II. After World War II, instead of crushing the losers, they helped rebuild Germany and other countries with the Marshall Plan. Musk mentions a new AI assistant called Grok, which is modeled after a character in a book on philosophy disguised as humor. The AI system aims to expand the scope and scale of consciousness to understand the universe better. His team is working hard to make the engineering, math, and physics answers reliable and grounded in truth. Both Fridman and Musk continue their conversation discussing the idea of a theory of everything in physics and how it relates to the development of AI. Musk argues that if an AI cannot discover new physics, it is not equal to humans because humans have figured out new physics. The range of possibilities for engineering is greater than for physics because once the rules of the universe are understood, technologies can be built with almost limitless variety. Elon Musk also discusses the difficulty of creating an AI system that is as reliable as quantum mechanics and physics. He suggests that AI may pave the path to discovering what consciousness is and why it exists. Musk discusses the possibility of everything being conscious or nothing being conscious, and the existence of aliens. He touches on the history of civilization on Earth and the potential for human annihilation if we do not become multiplanetary. He suggests that becoming multiplanetary is almost inevitable and that there may be other civilizations that fail to do so. Elon expresses a desire to explore and understand the universe and believes that simulations can help us do so. Fridman and Musk then shift to a conversation about video games, specifically the game Diablo and the challenges of playing as a druid in the Eternal Realm. Musk discusses his experience in a 4-person Quake tournament and his skills as a video game player. He also talks about the benefits of playing video games, such as calming the mind and achieving a state of flow. This part of the conversation ends with a discussion about the difficulty of beating the boss battle against hatred in the Eternal Realm and the human spirit to believe it is possible. Both Musk and Fridman discuss the idea of wishing for a world without hate and pain, but that this may actually lead to a dystopian society. Musk uses the example of wishing for world peace, but questions how it would be enforced and at what cost. Both explore the concept of the drug soma from the book Brave New World, which is used to keep the population docile and content. It raises philosophical questions about the nature of happiness and the role of drugs in society. They conclude this part of the interview by emphasizing the importance of confronting life's challenges head-on rather than using drugs to escape reality. The discussion then focuses on the training of efficient machine learning models. A need to maximize useful productivity per watt due to impending electricity shortages is discussed. Musk mentions that the electrification of transport and heating will have a bigger impact than AI in the short term, but that there is a growing demand for electricity for AI and electric vehicles. The problem of maximizing useful productivity per watt for training neural networks is challenging but will be solved according to Musk. The limitations of progress in artificial intelligence is discussed due to the constraint of silicon chips and the need for regulatory oversight to ensure safe development. Musk shares anecdotes about the absurdities of regulatory bureaucracy, such as concerns about rocket launches affecting seal procreation and the probability of hitting a shark or whale. He mentions an experiment where a seal was kidnapped, strapped to a board, and through headphones sonic boom sounds were played to see if it would be distressed. Fridman and Musk then discuss the pros and cons of open-sourcing AI models to combat companies running away with an artificial general intelligence. Musk states that he is generally in favor of open sourcing, but has concerns about AI safety and mentions his involvement in creating OpenAI. Both go on discussing the evolution of OpenAI from open source to closed source for maximum profit. Fridman expresses concern about this change, but hopes that only a few people are involved in the decision-making process. The platform deals with a large amount of data and the challenge is to separate signal from noise. Musk suggests using AI on X to improve the quality of posts and recommends that all recommendations should be AI-based. The social media platform X currently uses some machine learning but needs to be entirely AI-based. Elon finds the problem of recommending posts fascinating and discusses the challenges involved in picking relevant posts from a pool of hundreds of millions. The current system is not good at recommending posts from accounts that users do not follow or where there is more than one degree of separation. Replies also do not get seen as much as primary posts, which is incorrect according to Musk. He suggests that the system should be converted into an end-to-end neural net for better recommendations. Musk mentions that X uses vectors or parameters associated with each user account to categorize posts, whether they are short or long-form content. The AI can analyze the context of comments around a post, even a long video, to populate the vector space and recommend content based on user preferences. The system also incorporates signals like hearts and reposts to measure user attention and aims to provide unregrettable minutes of content. The goal is to have advertisements that are aesthetically pleasing and entertaining, or for products and services that users actually need. Maximizing unregrettable minutes is the aspiration, but regret is a fascinating concept that may have some value according to Musk. Fridman and Musk discuss the use of social media for personal growth and the value of humor. The conversation then turns to a machine learning model's ability to answer personal questions and provide accurate information. The topic shifts to X's role in American politics and the fairness of the platform. This part of the conversation ends with a discussion about Donald Trump's potential return to social media and the interaction between Community Notes in a political climate. Community Notes is a platform where people can rate and write notes on various topics. The system uses AI to analyze how people have historically rated notes and requires people who have disagreed in the past to agree for a note to be shown. The system is open source and has no hierarchy, unlike Wikipedia. Elon Musk has been criticized on the platform for his blunders, including the infamous funding-secured tweet, but he defends himself by saying that he had to pay the fine to avoid bankruptcy. He also criticizes the SEC for not going after hedge funds who were shorting and distorting Tesla. Musk expresses regret about becoming more political but also acknowledges that he opposes anti-meritocratic and suppressive attitudes. He also notes that he is not necessarily right-wing and believes in certain left-leaning values such as environmentalism and empathy. He identifies as left-of-center on social issues and right-of-center on economic issues. Musk expresses a desire for more empathy and humor in online interactions. He also discusses the difficulty of finding trustworthy people in their position of wealth and power, cautioning against cynicism and emphasizing the importance of seeing the good in others' behavior. Elon Musk finds the X platform to be less negative than conventional media and enjoys the humor and laughter it provides. However, he notes a tendency towards negativity and a lack of celebration for others on the platform. The mainstream media is often negative because bad news historically was potentially fatal, while good news was not essential. Fridman refers to Tesla's autopilot as one of the most intelligent real-world AI systems in the world that has the ability to perceive the world and learn from videos. Musk mentions that the training process for Tesla's autopilot allows it to understand deep meaning in the world, similar to how our brain works. Tesla's approach to AGI is more computer efficient than LLMs, which will allow it to integrate with humans in the real world, understanding how its things and beings in its surroundings work together.